Today I'm going to be doing a cookie recipe, which I've done before, but this time I'm doing it with lime. This is the zest of 2 limes, and I'm also using the creamiest, milkiest chocolate. In fact, you could even use white chocolate should you wish. That was 2 limes. This is 120 grams of flour, not self-raising, just plain flour. And this is 60 grams of sugar. This is 120 grams of butter, so they've got twice as much butter than sugar. I will be adding that at the end, but I also need 1 egg. Now, this is all going to just be mixed up. It's not necessary to cream one bit and then the other. It never does the very bottom very well, but as you can see, it's turned it into quite a stiff sort of mixture, which is exactly what we want. I've just turned it over to get the last bit. There you are. That was 2 minutes in this mixer. You may use a hand mixer. You could soften your butter, you could do all sorts, but it really isn't a very big deal to manage to mix this. Now, the reason I do this type of cookie recipe a lot is because it's a no roll recipe. You just simply put teaspoons full, and because of its higher fat content, it produces a very melt in the mouth sensation when you eat it, and it melts and spreads a bit. So it makes it very easy. You can make it with children, you can make it in a hurry, and you can even keep this mixture in the fridge ready to cook later fresh if you want to. Now, that's the oven coming up to 145 degrees Celsius, and I've got it on fan. Now here we are. We just fold this in. You could use the mixer to do this, but this one's quite a heavy mixer and turns it more powdery than little lumps, and I really want little lumps. Yes, you can buy it already broken up into little bits, but A, it's expensive, B, I don't think the chocolate is as good, and more importantly, it just looks nicer if they're all slightly different sizes. Now, I used a lot of the lime, so it should taste very good. Now, I'm going to remove that. Here's my baking trays. I've got a piece of baking parchment on the surface, and I had 2 teaspoons. Literally, you just take teaspoons of the mixture and pop them on. And at the end, we will just squash them like this a little bit, just flatten them. You're not aiming for perfect circles. You could, if you wanted, produce perfect circles with this, but I'm not trying to do that. I want a more of a rustic, interesting look. Now, I am making a few big ones at the end, just because they will give a slightly more chewy texture, and I think Paul quite likes that. The rest are for a friend because she's had a very hard time. And I don't like to visit people empty-handed. Now the oven has come up to temperature, so I'm just going to pop these in. And we'll come back in 15 minutes. They smell fabulous. They are very highly perfumed. They're very limey. Yes, I'm very pleased with those. As you can see, you've got little tiny crunchy bits where it gets thin. So had you wanted to make them thinner, you'd have got them more crispy. But I like them like this, with the little band round them. See, look, if you look at this one, this is a very good example. You can see there's a crispy band around the edge, but they are, I can't do it because of my finger, it's hot, but they are cooked, but they're not as crispy as the edge. And that's what I'm aiming for, that dual look. Okay. The whole thing took about 15 minutes, from finding the ingredients, weighing the stuff out, to coming out of the oven. It's really fast.